You are a woman ready to stand in your power. I mean, do you feel me? You are ready for huge transformation. You've checked all the boxes in your life. You've done all the things expected. You made the money, you were successful, you did all that, and you got to a place and you thought, I want something more. And now you're standing right on the edge of being ready to dive deep into the next space of your life, this next journey. And you are fired up with this sense of meaning and passion and inspiration again. Does that sound like something that you would like? Right. So I know for me, when I was 40 and I finally made this transition into being in Laughing Lotus full time, the joy that I experienced is beyond measure, right? And so this is the kind of thing that I love supporting women in is big transformation. And so my clients tend to be between 40 and 50 years of age. They're ready for huge transformation in their lives. They've kind of done all the things, the expectations, responsibilities, have had really beautiful success, but they're really ready to do something different. They're ready for a pretty significant lane change. And sometimes the space is they're in this kind of in unique space where they're not quite sure how to make that happen. They know they want it, and they're kind of maybe feeling a little stuck, or they're maybe on the cusp of really having this big awareness that they're like, yeah, this isn't working anymore. And I need something different. I need liberation and freedom. So, right on the cusp of the 4th of July, where we are right now, I'm super stoked to kind of bring this in and talk with you today about some of the tools that I love most. So, first of all, if you're new to me, then my name is Jen. I'm the founder and owner of Laughing Lotus Wellness. I'm a transformational purpose coach and expert. And what I do is work with really high achieving women who are feeling really stuck and they aren't really enjoying their stuff anymore. And they maybe have been in high level corporate America, or they've owned their own business and they're just tapped out. They need a change. They know they're ready to create impact. They maybe need some clarity in their purpose. Like they got an idea, they know it's important. They're not maybe exactly sure what they once thought and what it is now have shifted a little bit. That's what I help them get clarity in. And so that's kind of my favorite jam. So welcome in. I'm super glad to have you. And today we're going to be talking about reaching for your up level. So my background is pretty diverse. I started in a very psychological field of clinical social work. And then I moved into more of a healing modality, energy work kind of style modality. So it's very interesting. I have like kind of a wide breadth of certifications and information because I was really passionate about learning how to use those tool things, because they're different types of things that you can actually utilize that I think provide a much more transformative and powerful experience as you're ready to make a big change in your life. And so, truth be told, this is the tool I wish I had in my therapy practice a million years ago, because now I have it in abundance. And I'm thinking of all the people that maybe could have benefited from some of these more alternative kind of ways of looking at your healthcare, right? So I want to talk about why this is so important. So today we're going to talk about up leveling, right? Which I love. I'm just a fan of like getting that like energy going, like getting you excited and inspired to kind of start doing some movement in a direction that's great for you. So some up leveling ideas. Why are layers important? For anybody that's followed me long enough, you've probably heard me speak to it. But if you haven't, welcome in. I want you to kind of take a minute to just plug into this notion that we're going to dive right into some of my very favorite tools and why they're so super important. So one of the ideas that I thought of as I sat down and I was going to talk with you all today was, why are the layers so important? So we're going to talk about the two layers of layers. That sounded really stupid. The two different ways I talk about layers. So when I talk about you as a human being as made up of layers, and so in yogic philosophy, it's something called the koshas. And according to the koshas, you're made of different layers. So like there's your outer physical layer, and then you move in and it's like your emotion and thought layer, and then a breath layer. I believe I might be hacking this up, so forgive, right? And then you're moving in towards the ultimate state of your soul and like pure bliss, okay? When I look at that, I look at it just a little bit differently. So for the reasons of explanation and education, it's like you have an outer layer, then you've got your thoughts, your emotions, you've got your wisdom and intuition, you've got your heart, and then you've got that beautiful soul sparkle away in the center, okay? So the reason I'm going to like trip you through that information quickly is you got a skeleton to start building so that you kind of have a reference in your mind about what we're talking about. So that's one way we talk about layers. The second way we talk about layers is this, is that your healing happens through those layers. So what I'm really passionate about, and just today as I was sitting with it, I was typing up some of my notes because I just like to have like a few like, notes jotted down as I'm talking so I don't miss anything. But I was really thinking about the power of this as two things. Okay? So the work that I'm doing is powerful in two ways. It's combining healing and growth. And so it isn't just one, it's both. And I want to speak to why that's so important. Because if you're walking around in the world and you have some really unsettled business, unsettled old stories, unsettled blocks that keep you from really stepping into that up level space. So maybe they're old beliefs about yourself, they're old stories you heard about yourself, maybe they're about experiences that you had that kind of confirmed for you the worst thing ever in the world, because that happens for all of us. And you've really, maybe you've even talked about it. Maybe you've been to therapy. Maybe you've done some work there. Maybe you've hired a coach. Maybe you've gone and tried out some meditation or some yoga, right? What I really want you to be thinking about is sometimes the most profound healing and growth is actually going to happen when we're tapping into multiple layers. And so that's what we're really going to jive with today is these different ideas and these different tools that I am so passionate and love so much. And what I have really found is the transformative experience of watching women do these things in tandem. And so that's kind of how I think my approach is a little bit different maybe than some people that are out doing, of course, brilliant work, because there's a million coaches out there. This is sort of my take and what I think is, again, makes it just a little bit different. So let's talk about some of my very favorite tools, because I actually incorporate a lot of this stuff into the things that I offer in my vlogs and my lives, and people don't even know that that's what it is, right? And so I want to just stop in. Oh, and of course, my daughter is, hold on one second. Would you love that this is happening right now? Can we just, let's just pause and have a mom minute. Let's just pause. Let's just pause. Can I get around here? Yeah. Hi, I'm live right now, hun. She went like this. She went like this. You're so lovely. I just was like, well, this is a very mom moment. So I thought I would just pick up and say, hey, so do you have a quick question that's like, appropriate for all of live Instagram, Facebook and whatnot? Do you have a question? Huh?
Yes.
What?
Do you want tea?
Yes, I would love one.
Okay, I'll be home soon. I have a tea.
Thank you, sweetheart. Bye. That was the best. Welcome to my life. Business, entrepreneurship, children, family. Okay. We're getting ready for the big weekend heading in here soon. So we got lots of irons in the fire. So we're getting ready to go. I hope you are too. So first of all, let me say this. If you think about the layers, I want to ask you a question as we kind of go through this process. When you think about yourself made up as layers, that the physical body, the emotional body, the thought body, right? So when we talk about the different layers of your being, is there a layer that feels like it could use work? And this is not insulting. This is not, is there an area of your being, whether it be physical, thought layer, emotion layer, wisdom and intuition, heart layer, is there blocked space where you feel like you could use some juice? Because like this is true of every one of us. And by the way, the most healed person on the planet, the most high level person who's taking care of themselves has to do this on a regular basis. I know, want. Sorry. This is no different than any other healthcare. So I want to be very clear about that as well. Okay. So I would love to hear from you. Is there a layer of your life that feels like it could use a little juice? It's the space where you're like, probably the way that I think about myself. Maybe the way that I'm taking care of myself physically and moving my body. Maybe this is about, old stories that feel like you almost have a little stuck spot in your heart, right? Like a heart wall. Do you have something like that going on? Okay. I would love to hear from you what spaces feel maybe like they could use a little extra attention and love and care. Okay. So we're going to talk about meditation. And so I won't be doing it today. I won't be teaching it. I think I may have done a little meditation in my blog this week. So you can go catch that because I will toss in little exercises, kind of experiential kind of things, because I love that. But meditation is it's a big game changer. So these are my game changers. Okay. So I'm going to go through them first, and then we're going to talk about why. So meditation, sound healing, tapping, energy healing, Reiki. I put those two in separate categories, even though a lot of people would think of energy and Reiki as the same exact thing, but I want us to kind of pull those apart because different people do different kinds of energy healing. Emotion code, chanting, acupuncture, yoga, massage, dance, journaling, events, retreats. So there's the, if you just wanted to like, okay, Jen, I'm 9 minutes in, thanks, gotta go, bada bing, these are your things, okay? Let's talk about why. So what's beautiful about these different modalities is that they shift your frequency. And so each one of them, and why there's so many, is so that each of us can handpick and choose, like a choose your own adventurer, way that you want to approach how you want to step into the highest level of who you can be. So meditation is one of my very favorites because it almost drops you into a state of trance. I might kind of just, and we're just for the language, just don't get too hung up on that, but it's almost like a state of trance. And so what's been really fun is this week I had a client say to me, she was like, I can tell now that my meditations are deeper and I'm dropping it right away when I sit down. That's what happens to consistent meditators. And so what's really neat is she starts getting the benefit once we've created a habit. You can sit down on your mat in 30 seconds, I'm in. And so with practice, right, you want to give yourself space. You can start at even 5 minutes a day, build yourself up, but you're going to find that as soon as you get on your mat, your body and your mind and your soul knows exactly what to do. It's the coolest thing ever. So it takes practice, right? Meditation is really powerful. Why? It's changing the brain waves. It's dropping you into a kind of a trance-like state. And what happens, you're also really susceptible in a beautiful way. So if you have a teacher that's speaking into the heart of the intentions that you've got, the things that you want to learn and grow in, they're literally doing the heavy lifting. And that's what I tell people about yoga nidra and the work that I do when I'm teaching meditation is I'm doing the heavy lifting. You get to sit, chill, relax, sit back, enjoy the ride. You don't even have to really pay attention. All the things are happening, whether you're fully presently aware or not, even if people fall asleep. And so I tell people, right, I want you to stay awake when you can, but the truth is that even if you're in that state, you're still hearing what I'm saying. You're still having a very powerful experience in your body. And so one of the things I hear people say, and this is going to be right, I don't have time. If I told you the amount of times I have people say to me, I don't have time for this shit, Jen. I'm too busy. I'm too busy to meditate. What do you mean sitting around doing nothing, right? Sound healing. Who has time to go to a sound healing for 45 minutes? Who's got time to go and do Reiki and massage and right? So I get it. One of the biggest, I think, reasons and excuses I hear people not do these things is because they don't have time. Here's the trick about this, not just meditation, any of these services. Any service that you engage in is changing your frequency, which means it's shifting your energy. So what happens is, I just want you to imagine, let's say you're having a really brutal morning. You started your day off, you spilled your coffee, you were in yucky rush hour, stress level's really high, right? So I want you to imagine that I'm walking into my work day and I feel a mess. Maybe I got a call from someone at home about something that, isn't great, whatever it might be. And I start my day and I'm already meh, okay? Meh. We've all been there. Every single one of us has been there. And so we go to work and I'm at my desk and I'm trying to do my work. I'm trying to do my meetings. I'm trying to lead, right? I'm trying to, be a guide for other people or create great content. And I'm trying to be present, but guess what? I'm super split because I'm a human being. So what I'm gnawing on in the back of my head in the subconscious space is I'm gnawing on that fight I had. That person that cut me off in traffic. That kid that wasn't feeling well before they went to school today. Okay. My partner who's stressed out about some presentation they've got. And in my work, I'm sitting here trying to do the things, being the hustler that I am, because I love to hustle, right? It feels good to hustle. And what I'm doing is putting out shit work because I'm split. And you can feel that. You can hear that. Every one of us, right? I mean, you've been there. Am I right? Like all of us have been there. And so I'm trying, my intention's good. I'm at the work, I'm doing the thing, I'm creating the reports. And what you're doing is putting out part of the things. You're part present. Okay. Now I'm going to reverse that morning. I wake up, I spend 15, 20 minutes. I maybe move my body for a little while. Maybe I do some gentle yoga. Then I spend 15 minutes in a meditation. I'm centering myself. I'm grounding myself. Now, sure, I just cut out a little bit of sleep maybe, right? Someone goes, oh my God, but I need to sleep. Or, okay, it's time, sleep. I hear all the things. Yep. And so just listen in. Okay. So I've now spent 15, 20 minutes in the morning and I'm like, huh, okay, all right, I'm feeling good, right? Grab my food. So there's still stuff happening. Let's say I still have the same person cut me off, but I'm in a different mind state. I'm literally in a different mind state. And I go, okay, oof, okay. And maybe even have to honk my horn, like, hey, yo. And then I go, cool, good. See ya. Best wishes, namaste, right? Send that person on the way. Because it's nothing to be done. No one died. Everyone's safe. It was pain in the ass. We're all well, right? I send my kid love and light. Boy, she wasn't feeling very well today, right? Chloe's had a stomach ache the last couple days. So I know it's right around with me because I'm talking about it, right? And so I send her love and light. I go, okay, kiddo, I know that you're going to be blessed with love and light. I'm going to send you healing wishes. Let me know if you need anything. So I put that away for her, right? I can't be in charge of it. I know my partner. I send my partner blessings, maybe a prayer. Maybe I, send a little something, quick text. I just want you to know I'm thinking about you today. And I get to work and I'm not already depleted. I'm not depleted. I'm not defeated. And that's what we're looking at. We're looking at the quality of how you show up. And that first part of your day is instrumental in the way they're going to show up for your whole day. Okay. That's no joke. I forget, someone said once, and I always forget, I feel like it's up to 70% of your entire day is kicked off in the morning for how a short amount of time, a short window you have, and that's going to set the tone for your whole day. Think about that. Okay. Now let's say I have a really rough day at work. One of my presentations doesn't go well. One of my people that's on my team doesn't send in a report that I need. Someone else has to take emergency time off because they have a loved one that's ill. Whatever. I mean, right? And the whole day just feels like ding, 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 ding. Now I get home. I'm pulling into the drive, right? So let's just take out that healing stuff we did in the morning. Okay, that's self-care, the UpLEVEL. Leave that behind. And I pull in the driveway and there's steam rolling out of my ears and I'm pissed off and I'm disappointed and I've had a really shitty day, right? And so I walk in the door and my husband says, what do you want for dinner? I go, I don't care. I don't care. Whatever. I don't have time to even do dinner. I'm exhausted. I'm going to change. So automatically, the very first thing I do is roll in my door and I brought with me the shittiness of my day. We've all done this. I've done this. Have you done this? Okay. Right. I walk in the door. The energy is flowing out of me. Everyone in the group, your family, your situation, whoever you're with, feels the energy you're bringing with you. Now, my husband maybe didn't have a terrible day, but let's say he recovered. Maybe his day goes a little better. He was afraid, but his thing goes well. He was in a better state, but I come home, I'm grouchy, and now I've kicked him off again. Okay. So I want to talk real world stuff about this, friends. One of the things you're going to find is I will not bullshit you. I don't believe in that. Life is too short to bullshit y'all and make it sound like daisies and rainbows, because that's a lie. What I do know is that if I prepare you, if I help you understand and see that big picture, and I can inspire you to try some of these things out, I know the transformation is going to happen on the other side. What it's going to take on your part's a little faith and a little trust. Okay. All right, so let's just go back. Let's say I had a shitty morning. I didn't do anything to take care of myself. My day has now steamrolled into a hot mess. But I come home and I go, you know what? I walk in the door and my husband goes, what do you want for dinner? I go, you know what? Do me a solid. Today was brutal. I'm not in a great place. I'm going to go change clothes. I'm going to take 10 minutes. I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to sit in meditation. I'm going to listen to some sound healing, some music. Maybe I, sit down and journal about my day. It doesn't matter what it is. And I go, but just, will you do me a solid? Yep, no problem. I change the entire trajectory. And I really want you to imagine this, right? You know what I'm talking about. That's energy. That's all energy. Okay. And so what I'm doing is witnessing and honoring my energy. And it's something that people do not give enough credit for. And so we just steamroll through our lives. We just do the hamster wheel, do. We don't slow down. We don't attend to things. We maybe don't communicate it with our family, our partners, our people at work. If I get on a meeting with someone and I'm having a shitty day, I'll look right at my friend and go, I just want you to know today I'm coming in hot like a big old mess. And what I am so blessed with is powerful women in my community that'll go, tell me what's going on first. Let's start right there. Tell me what's going on. Because they know that if they are supporting me and shifting gears in my frequency, I'm going to show up to that meeting wholly different. Right? It's why if I'm going to go do a big event, you guys, and you guys don't see this behind the scenes, I'm like powering up. I'm listening to like my rock out jams. I'm singing, I'm dancing, I'm doing things to prepare my energy so that when I show up, you can sense that enthusiasm, passion, and power, right? Maybe I want to come in, I'm going to teach meditation, and then I'm going to come in and I'm going to be listening to some of my like beautiful yoga music and singing and chanting before I go in and I teach. So these are ways that we actually moderate our energy. And people do not necessarily put this hat on every day. If you're not familiar with it, it sounds like a bunch of BS. This week, one of the blessings has been people coming in and like, Jen, this is blah, 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 blah. Oh my God, I'm having so much transformation. This is what I'm doing this week. I can totally see this working. I get so excited when people begin to have these experiences and they see the huge transformation and shift that's happening for them. What does that do with purpose? Because you want to have all of those tools to support you living into your purpose. Remember earlier, and I said that there's two things that go into this. It's growth and healing. And healing needs to come first. Because if I'm walking around with my garbage, it's going to follow me every single where that I go. But if I go, you know what? I'm going to clear some of that shit up first, right? I go in and because I want to grow and I want to learn and I want to have transformation. I want to be clear on my purpose. But the first thing I got to do, I got to get rid of all this garbage. Okay. And so we go in and we use tools like meditation, maybe some sound healing, energy healing. Emotion codes, one of my very favorite ways to sit with clients and help them remove heart walls and emotional blocks. It's really powerful. Reiki, right? So what it is it looks like sometimes I've got people doing 3 and 4 types of modalities at the same time while we're doing our work together because they're my favorites. And so I get very creative and I toss a little EMDR in there, and then I toss a little, right? So I will morph things that I think are allowing my clients to have a really powerful experience. That leads to transformation. Once we've cleared the goop, the yucky, the old shit, now there's space. I'm rejuvenated, I'm renewed. And if I want to up level, I've got to look for these tools. So if you were on that ladder we talked about all month, right? I kind of had this visualization. You're on a ladder, you're reaching for the next rung, and you've got to know how the hell to get there. Okay, these are some of the tools that are going to help you to rise and reach and to stand in your power and purpose. And so that's why I love talking about this notion of the layers, because we have to be able to step into those places and utilize these resources to help us heal and then grow, heal and then grow. And I want you to really see the connection between those stages. I'm going to be outlining some of this in the month to come in transformation, but I wanted to kind of lay that out there. Like, these are really powerful tools. And like I said earlier, what you're really wanting to get your head around, right? Everything is not for everyone. I'm never going to look at you as a practitioner and be like, everybody just loves crystal healing, because some people think it's a bunch of bullshit rocks. Okay. My daughter's like, those are rocks. I get it. But for the person that's really passionate about that and really loves being in the energy of those stones, whether it's the color of it and the way it looks, or whether it actually feels like something is happening when they hold them, that is a really powerful tool, but it isn't for everybody. Okay. Yoga's not for everyone. Meditation's not for everyone, right? Every single thing is not going to fit you. But what I will tell you that you really want to take the time to do is get out there and try them on like clothing. Okay. Do I like some meditation? You got to hang with some of these things, because if you go do it once and, or you do it with one practitioner, your problem is that that's a very narrow window. I have been to several energy workers in my life. They're all different. They are all different because they're bringing their own energy and frequency to that work. They don't look the same. They don't sound the same. Their work is not the same. The result, not the same. So I want to say that too, because I think it's important you understand, if you try something once and you go, well, I'm not sure it's for me, go again. Try someone else. I will guarantee you there is power in kind of going through and trying these different things out and trying out different people because they'll land differently. One of my friends was like, she came into IT with me, Insight Timer, I call it IT, sorry. She came into Insight Timer. She's like, you're the first person I ever met that was doing meditation in a fun and light way. That you were laughing, we were dancing, and then we were doing our meditation. And she was like, that was a really powerful takeaway. I just assumed healing work and meditation and these kinds of things were kind of done in this vacuum of, stillness and seriousness, And she was like, you came in and it was like, what? What is happening right now, right? That's what I'm saying about different practitioners. I had clients back in my therapy days. I was the 9th therapist for someone, the 9th that she had tried. Think about what happened if she gave up at 2. She was like, well, this is clearly, right? She didn't. So that's power. I ended up working with her for years and years and years. It was such a blessing. And so we are like puzzle pieces, and the practitioners are, right? Everyone's not wired the same. The energy is not the same. I have people that do coaching, and some of us are, I'm a high vibe, fiery energy, passion, like flowing out of my soul. And some of them are so soft and sweet and gentle and quiet. We're all different. So you're going to want to put that hat on that as you go into these modalities that you're like, okay, I want these modalities to heal and grow. I want to use them to support my purpose. And I'm going to have to lean in a little bit. It's maybe going to take me some time. Here's what I'm going to tell you. That really stressed woman, right, that went out for her day where she had a hard morning and then she had a hard afternoon. And you could see that there was 2 different ways she dealt with those things, right? One was to ramrod her way through, like always, bringing in nasty energy, unfortunately spewing that everywhere she goes. And here's what I want you to know. She's not as efficient. She's not as efficient. She's not as present. She can't be as creative and on her feet because she's dealing with nasty energy and all the stuff she's carrying around with her. True of every single one of us on the planet, always. We're always in this state of having to decide how we're going to show up. Okay? These tools are tools to allow you to make a different choice. I still get grouchy. I still can be bitchy. I am never going to sell you that any of these tools are a be all end all, that you're never going to show up and have a hard day. I miss meditations. I'm human. Okay. All of us are going to be in those places, but the more that we dedicate and practice as a habit, these tools, right, the more they elevate our lives. And what happens is we have more time. We don't think we will. We have more time. I am more present. I'm more patient. I am more generous. When I am using these kinds of tools, I'm actually showing up to my life the way that I want. Because can I tell you something? Who wants to show up in a shitty place? Who wants to show up grouchy and tapped out and depleted and exhausted, right? Some of the clients I get in my door, that's where they're coming in because they're tapped out. I've been there. I was her. So I know the value of going in and doing that healing before we grow. Because if we don't deal with that stuff, that same frequency is coming right into the work you want to do. This up-level thing you want to do, if you've got a bag of rocks riding around with you, that's going to be torture. So easier for us to take that bag off, unload the shit, do some work. Now you can really up-level, right? The blocks are gone. The heart wall's gone. The stuff you've been carrying around forever, those old stories, that is huge, right? It was so much fun this week. One of my coaching clients, we did a whole series of emotion code for her, and we were doing some heart block removal. And she was like, I feel so much lighter. And it's trippy. Energy work is trippy. It's not like a physical exam. You don't go and I take a pill and then I feel better. Like I have strep, right? Energy work is a series of feeling like you're lighter. You're so much clearer. You're so much more present. You're so much more aware of the things that are going on. You just show up totally, totally different, right? That's what all those tools are that I'm laying out for you. They are the avenue to be able to step into a different state of being. That up level that you're searching for, that state of being able to manifest what you want, set intentions, have full flowing abundance, be in a state of flow where things don't seem to stick and hang around if they're bad. They flow more easily in and back out again. That's what this work is buying you. And so sometimes that's hard for people because it's not as tangible, right? It's not a pill you swallow and then you feel better and move on with your day. This is effort. You'll have to invest in it, you have to spend some time in it. And what I'm going to tell you is that on the other side of that is the up-level form of who you are. That more aware, the highest form of who you are shows up so much more often. And she is so much kinder and more generous and loving and patient and creative and passionate and inspired. That's really what we're looking for. And so I wanted to speak into this because I think this combination and this notion of the layers is one of the things I talk about a lot. And I wanted to kind of drop in, and it's been a minute since I talked about the specificity of it, like why. Think again, healing and growth, healing and growth, healing and growth. So I really want you to kind of take that away. And so that's what coaching for purpose work looks like in my world, because those are the two things that have to happen. Okay. Healing and growth. We got to let go of the old. And we do it all the way through. We could be in the middle of a session in one of those kind of later stages of the course that I walk people through. I'm still going to be throwing some tapping at your emotion code. If I pick up some old thought that's right, we're going to clear it. We're going to clear it. We're going to clear it. We just do that the whole way through. I want to make sure you're so set up for success and feeling so embodied, present, grounded, ready, transformed, powerful, knowing your personal power. Because I got news for you. You got to have personal juice. You got to have personal power to reach and rise. Period. Amen. And so when I watch women stand in it, and this week I got a couple of really fun texts of people that were like, oh my God, I'm doing this stuff. And this is what I'm noticing. And I'm so much better. And I can't believe it. This is Pandora's box opened up. And now all of a sudden I'm doing, and I'm saying, and I'm having a voice, and they're standing in their power. It's exactly the kind. And they're like, what is happening? Right? It's a little freaky because all of a sudden you're different. You're showing up to life different. That's really freaking cool. So when I get those texts or voice messages, I'm like, record, because I get so juiced up that I want to remember that that's where my clients are landing. There's nothing like it. It's what lights me up. I mean, this is what lights me up, right? This is why I do my work, to wait for those calls and those sessions where I can literally physically see someone having a different response. Powerful. Okay. So to close, I have a CTA for you, a call to action. I know y'all are going into the 4th of July weekend. I know there's no one in here today because everyone is 3 steps already out of their office, their business, their work, their home to go vacation. Bless you, namaste. Same. And so I feel that. But I do want to share a really cool event coming up. And so I'm going to tell you why. So it's called Embrace the Woo. It's a spirituality event. It's really, really cool. It's going to be coming up next Saturday. It's all day. And it's literally of my soul, because it's something that I would have loved to put together and try doing something even last summer for myself for like a week, where I just popped in and I kind of introduced different ideas to people. Because I know not everybody gets this and knows what I'm talking about some of the time for some of the services that I offer within my coaching. This event is so badass. It's a whole day long. It has a really cheap entry point at $5 just to get you in the door. There are going to be stage speakers. There are going to be all sorts of experiential events with different practitioners all day. And so I'm super excited. So I'm going to be one of the stage speakers, and I'm going to be talking about, of course, all things purpose and energy. That's what I bring. And then there are going to be people talking about shamanism and Reiki and energy healing, emotion code. I mean, like all the stuff I just listed for you, right? In some capacity is likely going to be covered. Okay. Meditation, right? And so if you want, there's a VIP day. That's $95, which is still, I'm going to tell you something. There's bonuses for the people that sign up and come. The VIPs get bonuses as well on top of the other freebies and all the content people are bringing. But the opportunity, and this is what I really want you to grasp, and this is why it's so magical, the opportunity to come in, try out different practitioners, different kinds of modalities in a space of so much safety and love and care. Like, I can't even tell you, the women that are hosting this are so excited and passionate about introducing these ideas to people, or giving you an opportunity to try something new on if you're already in this realm. If this is kind of your cup of tea, this is just a fun free for all. You get to come in and like try different people, and it's really heavily experiential based, which is super cool. Then within that, there's opportunity to buy certain packages and stuff like that if you want. There's like a session here, 3 sessions here. There's different things, and a lot of it's stuff I don't even offer anymore that I'm offering through this event. And so I'm sure there are other practitioners in the same camp. I just don't do small packages anymore. That's not really what lights my soul on fire. I really love to work people long term. But I was like, I really want to give people an opportunity to try this on. So I'm here for that. So that's sort of a form of like, okay, I want to make sure everyone knows what these things are and want to show up and give you an opportunity to try it out. So that's what's going to be going on next Saturday. I did add a link in the comments. You should see that. Grab that, copy and paste, put it in your search bar, and it should take you right in. Come spend the day with me. I'm going to tell you something, even if you could come for half of a day, the amount of experience and wisdom that you're going to get in this day event, the freebies, the bonuses, and the different things that are going to be available to you are unheard of. I mean, truly, I'm not in one space have I ever seen another person host an event like this, and I'm not exaggerating. And what is so special to me is you can come in, try them virtually from the comfort of your own home. There's absolutely no commitment to do anything with anybody. If it doesn't feel good, you don't enjoy it, sign out, right? Wait for the next event. It's no commitment. And so in your own space and time, you can come in, have some of these experiences and see what they're like. So all this stuff I'm talking about, up leveling in your life, you get an all day access opportunity to go try this shit on. And so it's why I signed on. I am tapped out and busy and have 9 million things going this summer, but this is such a passion of mine for people to be able to understand and try these different skills and tools out, these different healing modalities. Come in and hang out. I will be in there with, I come with meditation, emotion code, tapping, all the things. Oh my God, so many different things. And so this is a really cool opportunity to come in, and that's just one practitioner, right? It's just me. Everybody else coming in has probably got either a really beautiful specialty or a handful of things that they love to incorporate all together. That's really cool. So literally for $5, I mean, like, you can get in for $5. I will truly tell you, Game Changer is $95. I mean, but I would love to have you regardless. Please come and hang out with me. I'd love to see your faces. But I'm going to tell you that $95 is a joke for what you're getting. It's a joke. So you couldn't spend that on a workshop for most people, for a 2-hour workshop. So just think about what you're able to step into and try for that money. It's absolutely an incredible investment for what you're going to get. Absolutely. So if you've got questions, let me know. Feel free. Otherwise, like I said, I would love to know, is there a layer that you've got you feel like you could use some effort in? And are any of these areas you have questions? Do you want to know more about them, how they work, what that's like? I always want to invite conversation. Always. There is no stupid question. I love questions, and I would really invite you into being brave enough to voice if you've got a question, right? Because we all have them. And so I just want to say I have answered more questions than you will ever know, both in my therapy practice and as a healing practitioner. And I love that. And I also want to invite you to come next weekend and have a plethora, right, of all kinds of incredible people to choose from. Come and try this out. I am really excited about it. It is such a cool event. And I can't wait to have some of you there. I really truly hope I get to have some of my favorite people show up in this event and spend time. It's always nice to look out and see familiar faces when you're doing a speaking gig. So I'll be jamming out before I go and do my speaking gig that day. I'm like late in the day too. It's like 4:50 my time. I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna be like a wet noodle. I'm like, oh Jesus, I couldn't have been like early in the day, right? And like I drew the short straw, but I'm still gonna be so stoked to be in there. And so that's my afternoon. I'll be kind of late in the day. But I hope you'll come and join us, you guys. It's called Embrace the Woo. Like I said, the link is actually in the comments. Go grab that, copy and paste it, and get yourself signed up for this event. It's going to be so cool. Friends, if you can make it for 2 hours of the day, 4 hours of the day, right? Come and try these things on. It's so amazing. And it's just such a low commitment, right? Like I love that, like from the comfort of your home, you're not having to go to someone's office and be uncomfortable and buy a whole like session of something. And you get there like, this is not for me. Like this is uncomfortable, or I'm not really rocking this person. You try somebody on and leave the room. Like you don't have to stay. It's so cool. And like, this is the ideal space for you to try some of these tools on. So next weekend, Saturday, July 9th, we're marketing hard. That's why I'm sharing with you guys today, because I've only got a really narrow window to get you all piled into this event, but I hope to see you there. Again, that's Embrace the Woo. It's a spirituality event. The link is right there. Grab that. If you've got questions for me, feel free to throw those out there. But I can't wait to spend some time with each of you, really helping you have these experiences and understanding the power of these healing modalities that are going to help you both heal and grow, right? That's the notion of both things being pulled together, that's puzzle piece we really want to get after. And that's my passion and how I approach my purpose work. So blessings, love, and light. Go have a wonderful holiday weekend. If you're listening and you're celebrating the 4th of July here, Independence Day, I hope you have a wonderful, safe weekend. And if not, then just have a gorgeous weekend wherever you are. And blessings, light, and love until next time. I will see you then. And everyone take care of yourselves until next time.